Hello, it's me again, and oh no, where are we? We're at the Isle of the Nameless. So, oh no, it's one of those build videos again that nobody particularly listens to. Well, I'm going to do this a bit differently. I'm going to do it in the style of Saberwolf. Thanks to the new Dervish update, pretty much every skill that the Dervish ever had has been completely reworked, and as a result, all the builds that we used to use have been destroyed. Well, fairly. So I'm here to show you what I've found to be a few okay to fairly decent builds, or at least some options that you can try. Now this first one is pretty much a side spamming build. I'm only at the Isle of the Nameless because this one actually takes a bit of thought to use. Anyway, so we'll go through the bar. First you put on Aura of Holy Might, which makes things take damage whenever you lose an enchantment. Your elite is Pious Renewal. I won't go through these. And you cancel that elite with Pious Fury, which makes the stance last twice as long, so you can keep it up. Save yourselves for utility, and then basically 3 teardown skills, so that you can constantly tear down Pious Renewal and have a huge AoE output. And Zealous Sweep is just there as an optional skill, really. You can put anything you want there. So we're going to turn to the Master of Damage, and we're going to show you how to use this bar. So you put up Aura of Holy Might, Pious Renewal, cancel that with Pious Fury, and then redo Pious Renewal. Now every time Pious Renewal ends, you can renew it instantly. So we're going to throw it up, redo the stance, and then start spamming skills. Anyway, as you can see, the AoE damage from Aura of Holy Might, combined with your attack speed and the huge amount of teardown skills that you can spam out, makes this build quite powerful indeed. And also you get energy management and health from your elite, so that's always a bonus. Anyway, next build. Okay, so the next build is what I like to call the Avatar of Dwayna Frontline Party Support. It's essentially a damage build using Avatar of Dwayna to provide party heals and hex removal for yourself, and also a bit of support. So you've got Save Yourselves, you've got an Interrupt, you've got AoE damage, and you've got pretty much everything you need. So if we can see that Master Whispers has 8 minions here, I'm going to activate Avatar of Dwayna. We're going to charge in, we're going to interrupt this Char Sentry, hopefully, and see how much healing comes from this bar. So we're going to charge in, interrupt him, tear that down, interrupt again. And every time you lose an enchantment, everything around you gets healed for a bunch. So that's that build, and I quite like this one. It's fairly durable and it works well in hard mode as well. So with this third build, this is the Dervish equivalent of a 100 Blades build. It's essentially Vow of Strength, Sand Shards, and Cracked Armour with some Deep Wound. And yes, this is your general big numbers build, so I'm just going to aggro all these trolls and see what happens. It could end badly. As you can see, the numbers go flying, and it's all brilliant. This next build is all about using Avatar of Grenth coupled with Sand Shards and Mystic Corruption to spread disease and cracked armour to everything every time you remove an enchantment. I only use Mystic Corruption because if you're anything like me, you get really annoyed whenever monks and people like that spread disease into your party. It gets incredibly irritating to me. So we've got this so we can remove it. But these knights have just ruined my attack, so I will find another set. So I've moved on to the next set of knights who have just decided to run away. Oh, they're making this very difficult for me. Anyway, when I throw up Avatar of Grenth and go to work on these guys, you can swap out Earth Prayers for anything you want, really. Wind Prayers too. Those work. There's nothing to it, it's just pretty much spamming skills again, making sure everything's diseased. Mystic Corruption. If you throw up Mystic Corruption, it does last for quite a while, but as long as you're in combat you can remove everybody's disease. So that's the Grenth build, which isn't quite as strong as the others so far. Now this is the second to last build that I'm going to show in this video, and it's an Onslaught bar for PvE. Again, I don't think it's as strong as some of the others, but it is essentially a multi-purpose bar. You can heal yourself, you can remove your own hexes, you've got energy management, you've got AoE damage, and you've got condition removal, and a party res. So you throw up Eternal Aura before any battle, or when you want to res, and Onslaught into battle. You can quite happily change out Mystic Twister for Wearying Strike, which is one of my favourite skills so far. Gotta love that deep wound. And you also have a teardown skill in the form of, I forget the name of it, Pious Restoration. So in case some of your party dies, then you can throw up Eternal Aura, Pious Restoration, and resurrect everybody. Okay, so there's one last build I want to show you. And the final build that I've been messing around with is this Dwayna party healing build, which is pretty much a support. Again, it's got a res, it's got hex removal for yourself, so you can keep yourself clean and healing. You've got one power heal, and you've got Signet Pious Light and Pious Haste to remove your enchantments so that the party gets healed as well as your target. So we're going to throw up Eternal Aura, and I'm going to engage these imps over here. This is in hard mode, by the way. I'm not sure how this is going to go because this build isn't perfect. In fact, it's quite difficult to use because the recharges on these spells aren't as good as they used to be. So we're just going to go straight into these imps and hope the other set doesn't come near us. And if it does, then well, we'll see. So as you can see, I've been hexed there. I'm the only healer in this group. We have Lena, but sorry, I'm having to concentrate quite a bit here. It's not the easiest build in the world to use, but it's not terribly hard either. You can also swap out some of these skills for Mystic Regen or something like that. As you can see, it's going quite well. We've taken out that group with no casualties. Well, we almost have. And that's that. And of course, because you've got Signet Pious Light and Pious Haste, you can resurrect whenever you need to by just removing that skill. And these are the builds that I've been messing around with, so if you want to have a go with them, please do. But your best bet is to try and fiddle around with it yourself, try and get a feel for it, try and understand that the Dervish is now about removing his enchantments, rather than trying to keep them all up at the same time. So, that's pretty much it. I only have one more thing to say, and that is to go back to my Who to Watch video, go back to the end of it and have a look at the annotations. Those update fairly constantly with more interesting people that you should be watching, or you should at least give them a chance to go and see them, because they're all very good in their own ways. And now, why have I got the Nightfall map open? Well, that is because Malchior Devonhome and Wooden Potatoes, two YouTubers that I've been talking to, will be let's playing Nightfall very soon, both with a Dervish class, and they're both stand-up guys, so you should check both of them out. I'm going to put links right here that you can click on. Wooden will be focusing entirely on the lore, and already has done with the past two games, Factions and Prophecies. Check those out if you haven't already. And Malchior will be hopefully focusing entirely on the Dervish class itself and the new updates and implications and builds and all that sort of stuff. Should be fun, should be interesting, go and check them out. And that's it from me.